Greetings. Mayor Jeff Schielke speaking to you on Thursday, December 10th, 2020. And normally, as you know, we wait and do these at the end of the week, but this week, as it works out, the members of our PR staff are indisposed as of tomorrow for a day or two, so they wanted to get this kind of done and processed before. So there's no problem at our end, so we just wanted to get this out. And I want to start this whole thing on a very appreciative and happy note surrounding the Christmas season. And specifically, number one, I wanted to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart picking up my plea, and those others in the community, other groups have joined with me in encouraging everybody to decorate for Christmas. And I think there's a widespread belief by people who have ventured around town at night and looked at all the decorations that Batavia has probably never been decorated as great and as grand and as colorful as it ever is today. And so I encourage you all, if you haven't done it yet, it's on the east side, the west side, the northwest side, the southeast side. Any section of town's got its fair share. Some places have really gone an extra mile. It appears that some even hired professional decorations to come in and be put up in their area. So we are a very colorful place, and certainly I want to take my hat off to our Public Works Department with the cooperation of the Batavia Park District Parks Department and Recreation and Maintenance Department, because they have also stepped up, and they've put this riverbank in some tune that it's never been before. Everything from the Peace Bridge all the way across to the Christmas tree walk on the river walk that starts here by City Hall and goes up around the building and comes back. We have dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people down here every night walking around, and especially on the weekends we see a whole bunch of people come in. And so that's come out to be a really great thing. So please take advantage of that, because it is a very special moment in Batavia's history. Second thing I'd like to also comment about is the charitable and giving mind that we are finding in Batavia this year. This coming Sunday will be the toy distribution program for the Batavia Access Committee. And Roy Bailey and his wife Jeannie and the Dubases, Rudy and Marilyn, have been working very hard with this along with their families. And they tell me now that we probably are going to service a record number of kids this year. We've qualified and nearly 800, and the number may exceed 800. We've never had it quite that high before, but we've been fortunate because we've been the beneficiaries of a lot of nice efforts. Several of the churches have really stepped up and given us almost literally truckloads of presents in a couple of instances. And then there's been a vast giving thing of charitable donations to us, literally thousands of dollars, and we've been able to buy all new stuff, so it's all sealed and cleaned, and hopefully there won't be any corona spread of it. But we continue to see a really building situation, and this Sunday out at the Sam's Club at Randall and Mill, there'll be probably a fairly good sized traffic jam. We've got a special Batavia police detail that's going to be there to kind of oversee it all. So I think we've got it all lined up, thanks to this great volunteer help we have. But the giving spirit in Batavia is something that is just overwhelming to see from a very positive perspective. And I want to say that I've heard stories about people from Batavia who have gone into the grocery store and seen somebody ahead of them that looked like they were having a hard time paying their grocery bill, and they will step up and offer a credit card and pay their grocery bill for somebody they don't know. The same, I am told, is happening in restaurants, where people go in and they don't see somebody else sitting at a table that looks like they may be in a difficult time, and suddenly they will be picking up, or not necessarily because we're not in restaurants sitting, but if they see somebody waiting in the car that needs to be, may have some help, they will do it. So we've got a great thing going, and I just want to pay tribute to all the charity and the kind giving and the kindness of these very glowing hearts, and all those with broad eyes and big eyes that get all excited and share their wealth and understanding with others, and that is a true blessing of Batavia today. I also want to just briefly mention that the city, we've got a couple of our employees that are doing some very creative things from an art perspective. And at the Batavia Police Department, we have Cheryl Shemp, who is, if you walk around City Hall to look at the Christmas trees, I'd also invite you to look at the windows of the police department and enjoy the story of the penguins that we have that's going around our police department. So we are very, very fortunate that Cheryl's got a little thing going with the penguins in the windows, and that seems to be going on quite receptively, and people are admiring it. And then we also have Sarah Ingo from our utility billing department, who is a very talented artist, and she gets the credit for some of the windows in downtown Batavia. I know one of them that she just did was down here at Red Hive near Shumway and Wilson Street, and she just put a Christmas theme on that. And so we've got some talented people in the city family that I just wanted to acknowledge for their good efforts to, again, brighten the holiday spirit. And this all seems to be coming together, and I've talked to some of the ministers at the churches, and they all seem to feel that there's a warm-heartedness and a strong belief in the whole Christmas story that a lot of people are really rallying around at this time when you're restricted from doing other things. But going on to kind of some of the broader subjects that we are dealing with, again, I would just want to put a warning out that this whole unemployment scheme that's being thrust on people, where somebody files your name and says you're unemployed and send your unemployment check to some bank someplace. I think last week we had at least 12 more of those. We've also had some seniors in here that just today even telling us about credit card attempts to steal their numbers. People will call and say, hey, I'm from your credit card and I'm going to lower your rate. Now, what is your card number? And these people, unfortunately, give them their card number, and the next thing they know, their credit card's been hit for thousands of dollars of stuff stolen. And the final one I want to pay a couple of words of appreciation to is our friends at the Batavia Fire Department. They are very, very busy with their pandemic going on, and their ambulances are really moving constantly, it seems like. And I know our fire department is embarking on a campaign in which we're kind of going around preaching fire safety, and we're looking at specifically in retail businesses, Christmas displays and whatever have you, to make sure everything is safe and sound there. So Batavia is a very blessed community this Christmas season, and despite all the adversities we've had to deal with all year, and it appears we're going to continue to do for a few more months, we have a lot to be thankful for. And I just want to thank each and every one of you who steps forward on an ongoing, continuous basis to show your generosity, whether you're picking up somebody's tab in a carry-out restaurant, or you're going into a grocery store and paying somebody's bill, or you're sending somebody cash money in the envelope that they won't put your name on it because you just want it to be anonymous. We know all this is going on, and we really appreciate all the generosity and kind feelings that Batavia is going through. So at a time in this world where there's a lot of trouble and a lot of anxiety and a lot of, rumblings of dismay, we have a lot going on in Batavia that I can almost sit here as your mayor and brag about. So thank you to everyone for what you've done, and hope you continue to enjoy the Christmas season. And I will look forward to talking with you all next week.